kits are wonderful because it kind of takes that first part of the thinking out of your process, though. So yes, so it was actually, and it's hard to believe, over a year ago, in our first shutdown, I ran across an image and a phrase, and I sat down and says, I'm going to make a quilt out of that. So it took a little planning, and it took a little preparation and a fair bit of work, but we ended up, and some of you may have seen it, I'm going to hold this up for you, with Mr. Lion. He's not that big. He's probably width the fabric, and I don't know if you could see what was on the bottom, but I still love that phrase. Sometimes being strong is your only option. And poor Mr. Lion's out there standing in the rainstorm, and I think we all feel like we've been standing in a rainstorm from time to time over this past year and a half. So that's our first kit that I wanted to show you. We still have some of these, and as I mentioned, Dawn can always make you another kit if we run out. And this is a My Sewing Room exclusive kit. You're not going to find this anywhere else, and it has the pattern and all fabric needed for the quilt top and binding. So backing fabric, fusible web, pattern tracing pellon if you choose to use it, and batting is extra, but that's going to give you a really good start to getting that quilt top ready to go. And I just think I just love the sentiment attached to that. Whether you make it for yourself, make it for a friend who's recovering from something, make it for your favorite healthcare worker. Sometimes remember, being strong is your only option. So that's kit number one. Now we can show you some of our fun summertime things. This was a class that our Gwen used to teach. Again, a nice little wall hanging. Hold it way up so everybody can appreciate the beautiful colors in this one. And that's our Blossoms and Spokes, it's called. So a little bit of applique, a little bit of piecing. And this is what that Blossoms and Spokes looks like. And again, Dawn's got a nice little note on the back here. We have included a basket weave fabric for the bike basket, so you will not need to weave your own. So the flower and flower center fabrics are cut all the same size that you can mix and match your own bouquet. So again, just well thought out, beautiful little quilt kit, and a nice achievable project for these hopefully summer days that we're getting into, because I know we want to spend some time outside. We don't want to waste the nice weather when we finally get it, so we still want to do a little bit of sewing. We just want to have a little quiet time to ourselves, and these smaller kits are great ways to achieve that. Here's a fun one for your picnic table. This is our watermelon table runner. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 big slices of watermelon. That sure shows up nicely on the camera there. And that we have a lot of these guys, watermelon table runner kits, pattern included, and all the fabrics, including even the rickrack for the trim on that one. So that would be a really quick, easy thing to take care of. Now, what else has Dawn put out here for us? Let's check out these goodies. I'm going to start right over on this side. A 45 by 48 little kit. Let's pop it down here. Maybe we'll get a little bit better view of it. There it is. This is Minnie Mouse Pristine Quilt Kit. Very, very simple piecing on that pattern, and some really, really cute Minnie Mouse fabrics in there. So you could make this for the special little granddaughter or the special big granddaughter in your family. Not terribly big, would make a great baby quilt based on this particular pattern, which is included. So you could do the Minnie Mouse version, and then you would still have the pattern available to make in other versions with other fabric down the road. But hey, who doesn't love Minnie Mouse? My daughter is in her 40s and Minnie Mouse is still her favorite. All right, Miss Dawn, what else did you... Let's stay in the pinks. Let's stay in the pinks. Here's Pretty in Pink. Lovely panda fabric, and this one is actually, I'm going to flip it around. Don't get dizzy. There you go. This one is based on this design here. And it is, by the looks of it, a panel that you then piece around. And Dawn's put together all of the gorgeous, gorgeous pink floral fabrics, a little bit of green to set it off. This makes a bigger quilt. So this is a cuddle size. This is 50.5 by 73.5 in size. And he's just such a happy little panda. I think he'd make anybody smile on that guy. So that's our Pretty in Pink kit. I think he kind of goes, don't you? I think he looks pretty good. All right, what else? What else, Dawn? So, sticking with things for the little guys, this is our, switch that over, dinosaur friends. So dinosaurs are always big, whether it's little boys, little girls, and again, a nice straightforward pattern to work with, and then you just put in the dinosaur images into that pattern, and that's based on this design, your cross stitch. So you have that pattern down the road to make any number of different versions of that. And Dawn's got this one lined up with some nice, fun, kid-friendly colors here that's going to coordinate with your dinosaur images. That's a really cute one. And again, like all of our kits, what does it say? Pattern and all fabric needed for the quilt top and binding. Okay, so everything that you see visually on the front of the kit is going to be, or front of the quilt is going to be in your kit there. Ooh, here's another one. I like this one. Octopus Garden Twisted Panel Quilt Kit. This would be fun if you've never done a twist like this. There's an achievable size, 42 by 54, works around a panel, and when you're finished following the pattern, building this little panel, you now have that skill developed so that you can add that around a bigger quilt. You know how to do it. Here's another panel. This is a gorgeous panel, this one. I'm going to put you on close-up for that guy. Woodland Whispers. Some of these panels that they're coming out with, some of these printed pieces, just like in the center here, are so beautiful, so realistic, that I just want to hang them up on the wall the way they are as artwork, because somebody has gone to a great deal of trouble and a great deal of work to create that panel. So this is beautiful. It's almost like a watercolor painting. I love that one. That's beautiful. Okay, and oh, back to kids, back to kids. There's the Bambi one, and this is the same pattern with it. It's called Pristine, and this is the same one as the Minnie Mouse kit, but this is Bambi fabric, so very soft, very delicate. Make a sweet little baby quilt on that one. Okay, ooh, all kinds of kits. Now, I'm going to pull this one. Oh, here. Water Wishes. So look at that. Look at those whales in there. And a few accent fabrics. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous speckled blue fabric for your borders in here. So this would be fun. Kids or grown-ups would like that one. We are looking at 38 by 50. That would almost make a nice wall hanging. So you could always jazz that up any way you like. I know myself, I like to do some hand embroidery. So you could take that panel, you could put a few embroidery stitches on it, you could add a few more fish, jazz it up and use it as a wall hanging. So now, not all of our kits are based around a panel. We do that a lot of times because that's what people are looking for, but we don't have to use a panel as the center part of a kit. We can make kits for pretty much any kind of quilt that you're interested in making. So one that has been around for a fair while is good old, I'm going to turn this way, you can see it behind me, black and white and red quilt right here. And that is, oh, he's a big boy. That is our Oh-Bla-Di, Oh-Bla-Da. I'm going to remember that song, boy. Quilt kit there. Let's give you a close-up on this one. So if you like the modern look, this is great. So again, pattern. And this is an 80 by 96 quilt. So you have your black, and this is one of our lovely modern fabrics with just a little bit of gray markings through it. A nice true red and some of our tone on tone whites in there, folded all together. And I'm seeing, what have we got here? You are getting, actually, instead of just the pattern, looks like the pattern is part of a magazine. So you even get a magazine to read while you take a break from making your giant quilt. So, and then I would be more than happy to quilt it for you. It's a lovely, lovely quilt. Now, and that could be quilted with an overall design or just a block by block design. If you did a block by block, which is pretty much how the sample is done, right in these little spots here, that would just really pop on that quilt. So a big quilt kit also available. And what else are you giving me, Dawn? Oh, yes. All right, let's just see what we've got. This guy, a little bit of a different pattern. It's called Marching Band Quilt Kit, and this is solids. This is your Kona solids, and then a nice little polka dot background fabric. So almost flipping it. We all often think of our background fabric as the solid, and then we put the pattern fabrics in it. Well, this is working the other way around. So we've got our solids and our polka dot for background. And this is an Atkinson design right there called Marching Band. And again, contains pattern and all fabric needed for the quilt top and binding. So that would be fun if you want to start getting into some of the more modern quilts. So we don't always have to package our quilt kits as a complete package. Sometimes what Dawn will make is a fabric bundle. And here's an example of a fabric bundle packaged up there. And this is the Garden Party Fabric Bundle. Assorted fabric to make collage as per the pattern's fabric supply list. So this does not include the pattern, but it's a lovely little bundle of fabrics that you could use to make the garden party. This guy here, let's put that. You could use it to make the garden party, or you could use it because all the fabrics are so lovely coordinated you could use it to make any other quilt kit or quilt pattern that those fabrics are going to work with. So sometimes we just want a bunch of fabrics that look nice together. And you walk into a store the size of ours, and it can be a little bit intimidating with all of the fabrics, and they're on this side and they're on this side and they're so gorgeous, and you spend hours wandering around and you're not really sure just what you want. So sometimes buying a coordinated fabric bundle like that, you know that when you actually sit down to make your garden party quilt or any other quilt that is going to use most of those fabrics, they're all going to work well together. So it's a great way. It's a jump start almost. Kind of takes some of that angst out of us when we come into the quilt store and we go, I want one of everything. So that's about all we've got for today. Kits are wonderful. Kits are great. Kits don't have to be just like everybody else's, because we can always make one especially for you. So come in, explore, enjoy, and have fun making some of these cute little achievable summer projects in between working out in the garden. Stay safe, stay calm, stay kind, and have a wonderful Thursday, everybody. I will see you next Tuesday, I guess. What am I doing next Tuesday? Oh, I think I have something kind of fun to talk about. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next week.